Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave from Chase the Summit, and today we're going to be talking about the Whoop Band 4.0 once again, because I think they actually fixed it this time. I found this bit of news very interesting, and I felt compelled to make a video about it because if you've ever watched one of my reviews about the Whoop Band 4.0 or any Whoop for that matter, you'll know that I've been pretty critical about the heart rate sensor accuracy coming out of this thing, because generally speaking, the raw data from the Whoop Band has never been like perfect or above average. It's always been kind of meh. But the thing is, even though the heart rate sensor on the Whoop Band isn't perfect, I still like this product because the software on your phone kind of mitigates all that inaccuracy, and the algorithms within the Whoop app still provide some usable data about your strain, recovery, and sleep information, even though that heart rate sensor isn't perfect. But a couple of days ago, something very interesting happened. I was here on YouTube browsing through the videos, and I noticed a new video from the Quantified Scientist. Good friend of mine, Rob over there, doing great stuff on YouTube. If you haven't checked out his channel, go check it out now. But he talked about a new firmware update for the Whoop Band that sort of solved this issue. I had a hard time believing that because typically firmware updates can't fix hardware level issues, and I always thought the inaccuracies I was seeing on the Whoop Band was always some sort of hardware issue, is the sensor itself and not so much the software. So what I'm talking about here is if you go to the Whoop website and check out the firmware notes, you'll notice that on 41.16.1.0, yes, that's a mouthful, that's the firmware version where this all changed, where they implemented improved heart rate estimation algorithm, whatever that means. So let's get down to brass tacks and take a look at a sample run that I'll show you on the screen now. Now in this example, this was a 12-mile run where I did some walking and running, so the heart rate would come down and go back up again, and that's generally an area where the Whoop Band 4.0 would have some issues. But as you can see in this example, things are looking pretty good. And in fact, some of those anomalies that I'm used to with the Whoop Band just aren't present here at all, where you can see there's no like plateaus getting stuck there. There's no huge spikes in the heart rate data. It all looks pretty similar, and across the board, all three test devices are looking pretty solid. And if we dig into some other activities other than this run for another comparison, you can see again, the Whoop Band 4.0 is keeping up with the competition pretty favorably. And again, this was all recorded from the wrist. I wasn't wearing it on my bicep or anything like that. And typically the wrist is kind of the worst place for getting an accurate heart rate measurement. With all of that said, what does this mean for the Whoop Band 4.0 and the users out there? Well, I think only good things. I think the heart rate sensor accuracy has been improved. Again, it's not perfect. There are some deviations here and there, but generally speaking, as compared to the old heart rate data I was seeing from like the 3.0 and the early versions of the 4.0, things are looking pretty solid in this new firmware update. So if you haven't yet, make sure to open up your Whoop app on your phone and make sure your Whoop Band is up to date, because it seems like only good things across the board here with this new version of the software. And I do think this isn't just an improvement when you're doing an activity using this as a heart rate sensor for other devices. I do think this will also improve all of your strain and recovery metrics in the Whoop app itself, because at the end of the day, it's sort of one of those situations where the garbage in equals garbage out. Even though in the past, the Whoop app was still pretty useful, getting better heart rate accuracy means that the data in the app should be more accurate as well. But for me personally, it's still early days of testing this new firmware version on my Whoop Band, and I'm gonna keep testing it and wearing it, and I'll follow up later if there's any issues down the road. And now's the point of the video where I want to hear from you. Do you have a Whoop Band? If you do you have this new version of the software? Have you noticed an improvement in your day-to-day life or during activities? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you don't have a Whoop Band and you want one, check out the link in the description down below, because I do have a discount code that'll give you like a free month up front. This video is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but I do have one of those links down there, so check that out as well. And while you're down there, check out all the other links. The links over to my merch store. You can get a sweet hat or shirt like this. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, do the like down there, leave a comment, do all the things, because that's what YouTube's all about. And this was a quick one. I just wanted to let you know, and hopefully you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.